Await my orders!
Hello, everybody. This is Stella, and this is a Rome Total War online commentary battle video for YouTube.com. We're on the Syrian Flats. It's a desert map, or the Libyan Plains, or the Syrian Plains, something like that. I'm playing as Numidia. My opponent, Andriscus the Macedonian, is playing as Egypt. My army consists of 4 units of Numidian legionnaires with looks like silver attack upgrades, 4 units of desert infantry, those are spearmen on the flanks to achieve envelopments hopefully, 6 units of archers in loose formation in front, 4 units of Numidian camels, those are median camels, medium horse, medium cavalry, but they scare horses and they get a combat bonus in the desert, so I thought they would be pretty useful, and 4 units of Numidian cavalry, those are skirmisher cavalry, that I really like, actually. But, you know, I don't use them very well in this battle, but we'll see that later. My opponent's army, 4 units of desert cavalry, pretty heavily upgraded there. Let's see, 4 units of slingers that are insanely fucking upgraded. Look at that. That's armor, weapon, and experience upgrades. I think those guys are completely maxed out. 4 units of Pharaoh's Guard, Phalanx Pikemen with a bunch of upgrades too. And behind that 2 units of bowmen that I think are unupgraded. Most of my units are unupgraded as well. My opponent was the host of this battle, and I thought it was kind of odd that he chose Egypt and made one of the rules for the battle no chariots. But I suppose he was planning on using an unconventional army, so kudos to him for that. I particularly didn't not want to face chariots, so... But I'm not sure what he replaced them with was any easier for me, these fucking super slingers. But he rushes his slingers forward, my archers start to engage. As you can see, I'm at quite a height disadvantage. But because I'm really bad at this game, you know, I can't process things like terrain features. You know, I got too much stuff going on in my head. So I basically just ignore things like that. So he rushes his desert cavalry, which are light cavalry, over to meet my camel riders to start the cavalry scrum. But that's a fight I'm pretty confident that I can win. My camels are heavier cavalry, plus they scare horses, plus the combat bonus, plus the fact that I got Numidian cavalry there, firing javelins into their backsides. This is an engagement that I'm pretty sure I can win. There's a close-up of the action here. So I think this was a mistake by my opponent, going for that cavalry charge at the beginning there. As you can see, some of my Numidian cavalry are not firing at the light cavalry that I told them to fire at. They're doing what they want. But, whatever. He brings over one of his pikeman units to assist, but it's too late. I've already routed all of his cavalry, and I'm able to extricate my camels from that situation before they take too many casualties. As you can see, my Numidian cavalry they look like they're going insane and spazzing out and trampling my own guys, but I assure you everything's under control. They're just doing their jobs there. Let's see, the infantry battle is about to start. My legionnaires engage his pikes, and I try to swing my desert infantry around the sides there to achieve some envelopments. As you can see on the far side, I get one desert infantry unit caught up on one of his pikeman units, while my legionnaires just stand there. And that's because my micro is really shitty, and I suck. So that shouldn't have happened, and they rout easily, as you can see. But at this point, I've routed all his cavalry. I got some envelopments on his infantry. I'm able to do hammer and anvil strikes with my camels. I killed his general, as you can see just there. And I'm feeling pretty confident that I have this battle well in hand. Let's see, more hammer and anvil strikes to no great avail. I'm not really doing much damage with those. As you can see, I actually ran that unit into a pikeman unit that had turned around to face them, so they got routed easily. And I'm just ignoring his missile units here that are absolutely devastating my guys. So that was a huge mistake. And here's my big mistake here. I run my Numidian cavalry. I selected them and told them to attack the pikemen, but I neglected to notice that they were completely out of ammunition, and so they just charged instead of throwing the javelins that they no longer had, and charged them right into the Egyptian sarissas there, and they got routed on a massive scale. So basically all my cavalry now is routing because I just threw them away fruitlessly. My infantry, upon seeing that my cavalry was routing and fighting at a hill disadvantage, are routing. And as you can see, I've gone from thinking I had this battle well in hand to completely fucked in about 5 seconds. And my general, as you can see, to add salt to the wounds, died a gruesome death there. You can see these desert infantry routing in the wrong direction, just to ensure that they take even more casualties unnecessarily from his super slingers there. So yeah, the tide has certainly turned against me here. So now I'm just kind of praying that my units regroup, so that I can, try again for a secondary assault. Hopefully, maybe I'll have better luck the second time. But I'm just praying that they don't go over the red line. I swing over some Numidian cavalry to try to strike at his missile units. You can see one of my units routing in the distance there. And these guys that you're looking at right now are soon to rout, because I sent them way away from my main force, and their cavalry and their morale was already fragile, and they're not really suited to light cavalry roles like this. And the fact that I just let them stand still while the remnants of my opponent's cavalry charged them from the back. So that was completely fruitless, and threw away even more of my cavalry there that I couldn't really afford to lose. I'm trying to regroup the decimated fragments of my military force. And you can see this camel here, this lone camel, urging my regrouped units to not regroup and to turn around and flee. But unfortunately, they didn't listen to him, and they should have. See, he runs his desert cavalry into the remnants of my Numidian cavalry, and I'm able to rout them. So that was a small victory. That will give me confidence going into the next matchup, hopefully. And then I take those Numidian cavalry, and having won that small victory, I'm going to end up throwing them away here shortly. So you can see that pretty much all that remains of my infantry force are 3 units of decimated desert infantry, 3 units of decimated legionnaires, a couple units of decimated Numidian cav, and a couple units of decimated archers, who are currently engaged in a battle they cannot win against these super slingers with a height advantage. And he's got pretty much all of his missile units remaining, and a few of his pikeman units. And I really don't have any way to take care of his missile units at this point. My Numidian cav can't really do much to them. My infantry's not going to be able to chase them down. They're just going to be able to fire at me at will. So it's going to be very, very tough. While there's a little bit of a break in the action here, let me just say this is my first commentary. I've only been playing the game for about a week and a half, so if you watch these videos in order to become a better player and to learn new tactics and strategies that are useful, then you're much better off watching somebody else's videos. Clooney the Scourge, Harlot's Evisceration, Xavier Dragnesi, T.O., Maceman. Those are all excellent players that do excellent commentaries. And you can learn a lot more from them than you will from me. I'm just doing this for fun. So he slings his missile units around. As you can see, I threw away those Numidian cav while I was talking there. He swings his missile units out to the sides so that they won't hit his own guys, and so that he can ignore the shield component of my armor. As the final infantry engagement begins, I swing a decimated unit around to try to achieve some kind of outflanking maneuver. But despite me routing that pikeman unit in the middle, my infantry just can't last very long against the barrage of missile fire, especially with their already fragmented morale.
Made all the worse when it is
so that's it, I lost. You should learn from this battle, don't think that you have the, just because you think you have the advantage, that doesn't mean you can get reckless and throw units away. That's what I did here. I just threw away all my cavalry when I thought I had the advantage. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the battle.